Thanks again for being with me. It's good to answer some of these questions, and I've got a couple that I want to nail with you here today. These are things that come up in our everyday brokerage business. Commercial brokerage, residential brokerage, it doesn't make any difference. Some of these things do cross both sides of the fence. A lot of people come to me for training, so we do a lot of training here, and when we're sitting down with clients, that's when we actually do most of our training, and I have to explain things as we're putting deals together, and sometimes things that are really basic to us, other people don't understand. So I'm here to answer these questions, and so today, here's the first one I want to nail with you guys. Amortization. If you know all about it, stop the video, move on, go do something else. In the meantime, let's talk just a couple minutes about amortization so that everybody understands this. Super, super simple. Very simple and easy. Okay, so let's say if you're buying a single family home and you need to amortize that loan, a very typical amortization is going to be 30 years. That's the most common. What does that mean? You're going and getting a loan for $500,000. And you're going to break this into a whole bunch of payments over a period of 30 years. That's the amortization period. That's a 30-year amortization. Be very standard in residential real estate. Commercial real estate, what do we do there? Well, we do have some 30-year amortizations. Sometimes when we're dealing with a SBA loan, Small Business Administration loan, we can get into longer amortization periods. In our world, longer amortization periods are 25 to 30 years, but 15 to 20-year amortizations is very common. So 15-year was like the most common for the longest time that a commercial loan is amortized. It's broken up over a 15-year period. So another simple example so you can understand this. You go get a car, you buy a car, you get a car loan. And they say, well, how long of a car loan do you want? That question of how long of a car loan do you want, that's the same as how long should we amortize this loan? Now, here's what you need to understand. Why do you think a lender loves a longer amortization? Because they're going to collect more interest. All right, that front end of that loan is when the interest gets paid, and then gradually as you're chipping away at the loan over your amortization period, the longer you go into your period, the bigger the amount is applied to the principal. So the front end is loaded with interest. That's why if you've ever taken out a loan for a car or a piece of real estate and you look at this and go, my goodness, I'm making these payments, but why doesn't it seem like I'm making any headway? Because that front end of every single loan is loaded with interest. If we shorten the amortization, we're lessening the amount of interest being paid. Okay, so that's one of the things we're doing right off the bat. Now you go out there, you get a car loan. It used to be forever. A car loan was like, what, 4 years? And now you can go get car loans for 6 years or even more, which is just nuts, right? I mean, it's crazy nuts, but cars are so expensive and people are like, hey, I got to do this. Which leads me to the idea for the consumer getting those loans and they look at this amortization period. What are they looking at? They're saying, yeah, but if I do a longer loan period, a longer amortization of that loan, my payments are smaller. That's the deal. Payments are smaller. Cash flow. So for the investor, it becomes a cash flow issue. Do I take out a 15-year loan, knock that baby down a little bit faster, a little less interest paid, or do I want to protect my cash flow? And I'll break this into a 20-year loan or a 25-year loan, and I'll have smaller payments going out as I'm collecting my income, and I can feel safer for what I'm doing. And that becomes the big question. Big, long word, not that complicated. Just understand the implications of interest over an amortization period. That's what you need to understand. That's what's important here, is understanding how much interest am I paying over a 2-year, 4-year, 20-year, 30-year period. Those numbers can make your head spin. All right? Seriously. That's why when you look at this, or you refinance a house, there's a great example, especially back in the day when everybody's refinancing and refinancing. In fact, we just went through another refinancing boom as our interest rates just fell down. And people that go and refinance their house, and maybe they were 5 years into their loan and they take out a new refinance loan and they start over on a 30-year mortgage, you just wiped out maybe your last 5 or 6 or 7 years worth of knocking down to getting to higher principal payments. So that's why many times it makes sense when you are refinancing something, if you say, I was on a 30-year, I'm going to take advantage of that 1 point reduction, oftentimes that's kind of our benchmark, can we reduce by at least 1 percentage point so I can consider a refinance, the cost of doing the refinance. And then that's what we're looking at. We're trying to figure out these components on whether it makes sense or not to do that refinance, but it doesn't make sense sometimes when we're now bumping out to a new, longer term. It's going to be too expensive. So enough on amortization. I hope this helps. Listen, reach out to me. Market Results Commercial, resultscommercial.com is our website. Results in Real Estate's our YouTube channel, and I hope this is helpful to some of you out there, and I hope you'll follow us. So thanks for being with me today.